Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. Today we're looking at Malarkey. This is from Parker Brothers, game number 0086. This is a game for adults. It's not for kids. It is for 3 to 6 adults. It has 200 cards, 20 letter cubes, a felt pad, gavel board, and score pad. So let's take a look at what we have in the box. This copy's a little dusty, sorry about that. It's been in storage for a while. The box is pretty straightforward, simple. It's a little cheap in my opinion, but it is from 1991. So in case you couldn't tell by those outfits. So it hasn't held up real well. Let's just put it that way. So let's open this up. And here we've got our rule sheet. It's just a folded thin piece of paper. Not real spectacular. It's a pretty straightforward game, so not a big deal, but you'll want to be careful with this because it is really cheap paper. Here's the felt pad. It collects dust and cat hair like you would not believe. So if you have a pet anywhere near this thing, their hair is going to end up on it. Alright, then we've got our score pad. It's a pretty straightforward score pad. You get quite a few in here, and they are double-sided. So if you run out of these, it's not a huge deal because they're just columns. So be aware of that. And then you've got your dice, which are your letters. And as you can see, they are specific to the game. So it's not a huge deal. You could probably replace these with a set from Boggle, but I don't think they're going to be the same dice. I know they definitely look different for the time, so just be aware of that. That if you lose these, it is going to affect your ability to play the game. Alright, then we've got our cards, and here is the gavel. I'm actually missing the little pad. It looks like a coaster that the gavel's supposed to hit. It says Malarkey on it. You can see it right there. That's not a huge deal because you get the stupid plastic gavel, which I kind of like playing with. I was playing with it for like 10 minutes before I turned on the camera. But that's really all there is in the box. So let's take a look at a couple of the cards and see what they look like. These dice are actually really nice, and because they are nicer white and they are plastic, you can see them better than the Boggle dice. So I would definitely make sure these are here. Okay, so here's the card stack. It's in a nice little box, which is kind of cheap paper on it, but it is a fairly sturdy box. So the back of the card just has the Malarkey imagery on it, which is kind of, it was a trend back then. I think it's kind of dated now. But the nice thing is that the cards are numbered. So like here's card 41, and you can see the number down in the corner. And it does have the copyright information on here, so you'll be able to figure out what game it is because it says Malarkey on the back. But like here's card number 200, and that actually helps a lot. So if you want to make sure your cards are all here, you can actually go through and put them in numerical order and see if they're here. These are really thin, so they get destroyed very easily. Here's card number 1. I would be real careful with these because if you're playing with people that are drinking, these are going to get crumpled real easily or folded. It's very thin. It is not a high quality game, except for the plastic gavel is actually pretty good. And the pad of paper is pretty standard paper, so that is nice. But like I said, some of the parts on here are hit and miss. These cards are the weakest part. The dice are fantastic. The gavel's good. The felt pad is a felt thing, whatever. The score pad's fine. Even this box is fairly sturdy that the cards come in. It's just got a cheap outer layer here where they glued this on. That's kind of cheap. So I don't know why they cut a few corners and made everything else nice. So that's kind of what you can expect with the cards. They are very adult themed, so you'll want to be kind of careful. This is an adult party game for sure. It is a fun game because you have to use the dice to answer these or respond to these, and that's pretty cool. So it's a pretty decent game that has a real mixed bag of components. The cards are so thin that they get destroyed very easily. The fact that there's 200 of them is nice, but it's not going to save you if a bunch of them get destroyed by your idiot drunk friends. So that's what's inside Malarkey. Like I said, the cards are very thin, the instructions are real thin. The gavel's fine. The little coaster thing the gavel's supposed to come with, that would be fine. You don't really need it. I'm missing it. I don't know. Somebody probably threw it away thinking it was a coaster. The dice are very nice. I would definitely make sure they're all there. There's supposed to be 20 of them, so make sure they're there. The box isn't that great a quality, so it's a real mixed bag, but it is a pretty fun game. It's worth checking out. If you like social games, this is a good one for party with adults. You know, sit around and play a board game night. It's always a good time. You only need 3 or more people to play it, so that's kind of nice. But it's a good kind of beer and pretzels sort of game where you can relax with some friends and have a little bit of fun. But it does have a lot of adult themes, so it is not recommended for children. So that being said, we've seen what's inside. It's a decent Parker Brothers game made for adults. And I've given you my opinion on it. So that's going to do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you like comic books, check out the sister channel, Bad Comic Reviews, where I give really bad comic book reviews. Links should be on the featured section next to the About page. So, as always, thank you for watching. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.